Howdy everyone, Matt here. I got a question for you. When it comes to wages in physical therapy, who is responsible for that? Is it the APTA? They need to be doing more to set wages? Is it the employers, or is it something else? Let's talk about that. But first, let me introduce myself. I am Matt the PT, coming at you with another video on a topic of something in the physical therapy world. Second of all, thank you for taking time out of your day to tune into the videos. Thank you for the likes, the comments, and the subscriptions. And if you do so enjoy the video, hit the like, hit the thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button. It won't cost you a copay. So recently, this comment was made in a physical therapy group. So this person is upset, saying that they have a question about the APTA and PTAs. They said they are at a pizza place and they see this sign that says you don't even need a high school degree or anything like that to get $20 an hour. And they are comparing this to wages that they are posting for some job openings and saying like, okay, look, you have this positions open with a pizza place that pays $20 an hour and anybody can get that job. And then you have this group of people who are college educated medical professionals that are getting paid roughly the same. And they want to know, is the APTA doing anything to fight that at the congressional level? Now, of course, I want to hear your opinions and beliefs and all of that. So please comment them down below. But I'd like to share some of mine about this. Now, first and foremost, seeing ads like this. Again, I talked about this previously. Keep in mind, when companies post these things, there's often a lot of caveats to it. So a delivery driver, they're not going to be working full time. So you're not going to be working full time getting $20 an hour. They're most likely just going to be part-time workers. Additionally, you're not going to be getting benefits. So it's not really, I would say, an apples to apples comparison, okay? There's a lot of things that are going to be different if you are working full-time, making $20 an hour versus part-time with no benefits, none of that, those other things. So this is not even remotely the same comparison. And I also say, when you see these jobs that are paying a decent amount like this, if they're paying so good, why aren't like tons of people applying for it? Because there are jobs out there that pay way less than that. So if it is such a good job with a lot of, things that people would want, why aren't people applying for it? That's how I look at it. Now, another thing, second thing, kind of going into this, I really want to know and understand this. And of course, give me your opinion, but why is it that people want the APTA involved in doing everything involved with PT, with physical therapy? What's they want the APTA to do everything in it, okay? But I would say when it comes to wages, how in the world is the APTA going to come in and do anything about wages for a private company or whomever? Can they go to these hospital systems and tell the hospitals, this is what you're going to pay your employees? Can they go to the big places and tell them this is what you're going to pay to your employees? Can they go to your small private practice and tell them this is what you're going to pay your PTs and PTAs? No, they can't. They don't have any. What repercussions do they have? So if they go to any of these companies or whomever and say, you need to pay your PTs or PTAs more, what repercussion can they do? What can they do? Say, hey, we're going to be mad at you and we'll ask you again. Really, there's nothing for them to do. The APTA doesn't do that. They don't handle that component of it. Okay, like they don't. They're a third party in this. Now I know people are going to start bringing out stuff about the APTA. Okay, whenever people do that, they start complaining about it. I'll say this again. I'll tell this to anybody. Get involved because you have a lot of passion and a lot of ideas, and it looks like you can motivate people very well. Why don't you join in and help out on it? Oh, no, I know it's easier to sit on the sideline. Okay, I always liken it back to those people that say, like, in football, when a kicker misses a short field goal, 20, 30-yard field goal, and they go, oh, I could have made that. Yeah, they have examples where they've pulled those people and said, okay, we're going to put a ball on a tee for 30 yards and see if you can make it. And none of them can make it. So, of course, it's always easier for people to sit on the sideline and go, yeah, see, you're not doing anything over there. Okay, would you like to come help on that? No, because y'all don't do anything. Because nobody wants to help. Okay? It's so much easier to sit on the sideline and complain about that. And the other part of this, why in the world, and I don't care your political opinion, view, or whatever. I don't care. We all have our own. And they're for you. And you want the best for everything. But why in the world would you want the government to come in to do anything with wages in your company or anything like that? To me, that seems like a bad idea. That's like such a bad idea to let the government start setting wages, because how in the world can we ensure that they are going to make sure that it's fair or even or equitable across the country? Because they could set a wage that, yes, this is fair for this area of the country where the cost of living is not that much. But if you live in an area where the cost of living is more, well, no, we're just going to be set. Okay. But what do you do? How do you make sure it's going to be fair across the board? What about this? What we are dealing with right now with CMS and trying to get better rates for insurance company, from Medicare, that they haven't increased their rates in 30 years. And nobody can get an answer from them on that. I have talked to legislators about it. They say, no, we have been asking ourselves why they have not increased with like inflation and the cost of, doing business. They won't give an answer. So that's what a lot of the stuff with politicians, they're forcing them to get an answer. So right now we're dealing with a government agency who has not increased what they pay in 30 years. And you want to give them over to wages? Your wages? You want to say, oh, okay, then that could be 25 years. So in 2050, so we say if this enacted next year. So in 2050, people are going to be complaining, well, they're still paying wages like they did in 2025. Does that make any sense on it? And of course, I pointed this all out to the person, and they just wanted to complain. And then they were, I told them, hey, well, it's really easy since it's not your money and your business. And they said, well, I don't ever want to open it. So, okay, there's the issue. Okay. You don't think about this. Now, you're probably saying, Matt, well, what's your opinion on all of this? And I will tell you, I will share that. And I know the solutions to this far and wide. But I will say, I think we really need to do when it comes down to wages, we have to start pointing out at the employers over this to say, like, look, this is what employers are paying, and it's not nearly enough on it. And it's not pointing the blame at the APTA, because again, the APTA does not set wages for, I've never, when I've gotten a job, had the APTA, any like representative come in and talk about like, well, this is what the wages are. I've never had that ever come up, when it comes time for raises or anything like that. Nothing. When I've ran clinics, when I've been management in clinics, nothing. APTA has never stepped foot to deal with anything in terms of wages, but it's all the employers. That's who's signing the checks. So why do I not bring that out and say that? Now, a solution. I understand the solution for many of the issues that we have. Very complicated. A lot of moving parts. A lot of things going on in it. That it's just not as simple as going like, oh, this is it. Because if it was done at the snap of a finger, it would be done. That's what I always say with this stuff. If it could be done, with someone's simple pen stroke, it would be done. And I know the answer is not another association. Whatever jokers are on here from that other wannabe association, you're not the solution whatsoever, okay? Do what you're going to do. I really don't care. You're not the solution. But I would say a quick solution, we just don't take those jobs. Those job postings that are $20 some odd an hour that nobody apply for them. Nobody take them. And I understand it can be complicated. You need a job. You can need it, but when you apply, tell them like, no, I can't do this for $22 an hour. It has to be $30 an hour. They say, well, we can't pay that. Okay, bye. Again, that's a simple answer coming from me. Or if you take that job, I will take it and I'm going to look for another one on it. And as soon as you find another one that's for more money, leave. Go to another one. And if they ask, well, why are you leaving? Well, this one's paying me more money. And I think we need to be very transparent about that as well, because Experience doesn't pay the bills. Money pays the bills. And it's being up front and forward with it to say, it's wages. I'm just not getting paid enough. I need more because I have to pay my bills. And I completely understand things are a lot more expensive now. I have to pay my bills. I got to pay my student loans. I want to have a life where I'm functioning and not having to deliver pizzas at the same time to pay anything. But again, that's my solution on it. And really, when I see these kind of posts, it's just somebody complaining. They don't ever have an answer on it. They just want to whine about it. And the solution that they have, they usually have not thought past the end of their nose on it. So, of course, like I always want to do, I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear your opinions, your beliefs on all of this. So when it comes down to wages, what do we need to do about that? Is it really the APTA getting involved? How? And if it is the APTA, what are they going to do exactly? How? Like what? What, when, how, why? Give a plan. Give a steps on that. I have asked people for that when they said, give a plan. Think of it like a treatment plan. You just don't tell people, oh, we're just going to have you just start walking. Well, how are we going to do that? Well, we're just going to start walking. Like, no, we have a plan. We develop a plan to get somebody from who's being immobile to that goal. We have a plan from here to there. What would be a plan to get from here to there? Of course, I want to hear it. I want to have the discussion about it. I find it's, we as PTs, PTAs do have our beliefs, and many people look into this so much more and have great answers. And I do believe we need to share that with all one another. So, like always, until next time, take care of yourself, take care of your patients. I'll see you then.